bit too much information and too hard on the hands to get used to all those. So let's take some more questions. This question is from Blade Runner, who says, Day 9, I'm a gold level Zerg player, and I've been focusing on making sure I expand and continue to build drones. Excellent. But now it seems like I'm always overflowing on minerals. Should I try to expand even more, spam overlords, or try building more spine crawlers? Or am I missing queen larva inject, not getting enough gas soon enough? I just want to say I absolutely love the entire thought process that was in there. It could be any number of those problems that, perhaps you're neglecting on defense. Perhaps you're not doing queen larva inject enough. So what I would do is start making a list. So say, why would I be high on money? Well, it could be that my macro's bad. I'm not doing queens enough. It could be that I'm making way too many drones. Like I get into a battle, I have 30 hydras and 115 drones making. So that's bad. I just want to say. Perhaps it's just that I'm not expanding aggressively enough and I still am getting enough units. Perhaps I'm forgetting overlords. And then watch all your games in one matchup. Don't do all the matchups, but watch one matchup of yourself and just try to say, was it this? Was it that? Was it that? Was it that? Another one I want to throw in there is you might have too much money just because you're not making enough defenses. You notice the spine crawlers, you said that, but I include units as part of your defense thought process, because a lot of times, especially this happens with Zerg players who start to realize, holy shit, if I just macro, I don't lose. I kill everybody until you get higher up. And so what'll happen is they'll make so many drones that they'll be super vulnerable in those early stages of the game, but because new players are so passive, they won't get attacked. So I definitely think that I would throw that on the laundry list of things. But, rewatch your games, and if you have a bunch of potential problems it could be, just identify which one of those it is, and you'll be in great shape. So I'm just going to take one more question, just uno more question, scrolling down the list as there's stuff being spammed. So you know what? This is actually a question that, it's not exactly what he asked, but this is still how I'm going to answer it. Nimbus asks, Dana, I'm on a silver level Protoss player like the ones you were just casting, and what food do I send out my probe to make my first pylon? And I also find that I'm getting killed by rushes a lot. How do I stop this? So I'm just going to say build it on 9. Don't do anything too funky. Building it on 9 is the most standard thing. And there's a few things I noted in there. What food do I send my probe out to make my first pylon? The reason there's that question that was stated in terms of food is because that's how everyone states things in terms of, I like to attack when I'm at 90 food. Oh yeah, I make my lair when I'm at like 28 food. Everything is in terms of food. But be aware of the other measurements that you can use, because I don't actually do much of anything by food in the early game. I do it by what my money says. So I actually, when I'm at 9 of 10, I look for when my money is at 70 minerals, and then I send that probe out. Or if I'm building it at my ramp, perhaps earlier, around 50 minerals. And I note that mineral count, because let's say I sent it at 90 minerals to go to my ramp. When I get there, I'm like, wow, I had 135 minerals when I started that pylon. I need to send it 35 minerals earlier, and then it'll just drop it way back down. Also, the second one, I find that I'm getting killed by rushes a lot. How do I stop this? The answer is to smooth everything out. So often, any early attack, if you're at copper, bronze, silver level, will win just because you don't quite have enough units. You'll make your pylon on 9, and you'll want to make your gateway on 12, but it'll get started around 13. And then you'll want to make your assimilator at 14, but it'll be at 15, 16, and you'll forget to put guys in. And whoops, maybe forgot my second pylon, and I build that, and my gateway and my core finishes. 5 seconds go by, and then I build my first stalker, and I forget to chrono boost it. And it just comes out so late. So go into the single player and just work out your build down to like 30 food, which is not really that far into the game. That's probably 2 minutes of your time. And just make sure that everything's getting started right on time, and that is the easiest way to hold off rushes. And just to make sure all your fundamentals are in place, because that is the hardest thing about rushes, is just making sure you're making probes, that you're making units, that you're not forgetting pylons in the middle of the rush, which probably is the biggest thing that bites people in the ass. And then the last thing, at the end of this list of all stuff I think you should work on, the last thing is be a little more active with your first scouting probe. Scout out there, see what's up, pull back to a Zelnaga watchtower to keep an eye on him. that is not nearly as important as just having the stuff to hold the rush. So that is going to wrap up Day 9 Daily number 121. This will be up on Blip TV very shortly. And what else is going on? Oh yeah, right after this, I'm going to be doing some MLG Show Match Series action. So those, I don't believe will be live tonight. They might be. I'll have to check with JP. I actually don't know. Because JP is going out of town. Oh, how sad. And of course, the beta is also going out of town. So we're having to work around that. Also coming up this weekend, again, I'm casting with Greetorp Saturday and Sunday morning for the GoSuGamers.net Invitational between Europe and Asia. So hopefully Europe will end up coming back because it's down 0-4. And if you want any of those VODs, go to day9tv.blip.tv. This will be up there on Blip TV shortly. And follow me everywhere. Follow me on all sorts of social media. So with that, I will depart. Rest well and dream of large women.